My name's Jacob Zemer, and I am going to show you 3 high protein, high fiber breakfast options. I have coached thousands of people to get in the best shape of their life, real people with careers, families, and oftentimes breakfast is the hardest meal of the day, not only because the kids are running around and you have to get ready for work, but also because breakfast often feels like there's limited options that are high in protein and high in fiber. So I'm going to give you some awesome options today that are going to allow you to start off the day right, getting protein, because if you don't start off the day with a high protein meal, it's going to be very hard to hit your protein goal. And secondly, foods that are high in fiber are going to allow you to feel more satiated. Oftentimes, as you go throughout your day, you get to dinner time and you're absolutely ravenous and you end up going through the cupboards and eating your kids' food. So starting your day with a high protein, high fiber meal is absolutely imperative for your success. For my coaching clients, I give them a goal of 0.8 grams of protein per pound. That is the minimum amount of protein that I want them to eat in a day. So if someone weighed 200 pounds, I would want them to at least get 160 grams of protein a day. The first meal we're going to be looking at is Greek yogurt. In front of me here, I have Chobani Zero Sugar. I like to purchase a non-fat Greek yogurt with no added sugar. This is 70 calories, 13 grams of protein. I have what's called a protein test, which allows you to keep your calories down while hitting your protein goal. This has 13 grams of protein. You add a 0 to it, 130. Does it have that many calories or less? Well, this has 70 calories, so it passes our protein test. It has 0 grams of sugar and 0 grams of added sugar. Dairy has what's known as lactose in it, so they've removed the lactose from this product. And when you look at added sugar on a label, that's referring to sucrose, also what's known as table sugar. For myself, I would do 3 servings of this, putting us at 210 calories, and then I would add 2 cups of berries to it, which all in is going to put us at 370 calories. Depending on your size, you're going to want to space out your calories relatively evenly throughout the day in 3 to 4 meals. I eat 4 meals a day and about 2,500 calories a day while I'm on a diet. So each of my meals are roughly going to be 600 calories. I like the berries because they are very rich in fiber while being very low in calories. Fruit and vegetables are all low in calories while being also very rich in micronutrients. This is 80 calories, 5 grams of fiber. So by having 2 cups of this, I'm going to get 10 grams of fiber along with 40 grams of protein. That's an awesome start to our day. Now, depending on your caloric and nutritional needs, we can then add to that. So if you're looking to get this meal to around 600 calories, like I said, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of almond butter, which is rich in a fat known as monounsaturated fat, which is great for cognitive health, and it's also great for heart health. And that's going to bring me to around 600 calories. Another awesome option is cacao powder, which is rich in polyphenols, which is a fancy word for plant-based antioxidants. It is also very high in fiber. 1 tablespoon of this cacao is 2 grams of fiber. So it's another great option that you could add to your Greek yogurt to bring up the calories and increase the nutritional value. A third option would be chia seeds, which are rich in omega-3s. In particular, chia seeds have ALA. These chia seeds are also very rich in fiber. 60 calories, 4 grams of fiber, and 2 grams of protein. The protein coming from the chia seeds is not completely bioavailable, but when you add it to the Greek yogurt, it will become more bioavailable.
My name's Jacob Zemer. I'm going to take 45 seconds to tell you about my coaching program. I've helped thousands of people with real lives lose real weight. You can go to jacobzemer.com to learn more. There are 4 major tenets of my coaching program. The first is that we give you macros. It's calories, protein, and fiber. That's all we're concerned about, along with custom meal templates. We also are going to build you a custom program on my app. My app includes over 1,000 videos. So regardless what space you have or what goals you have, my app can help you train better. We also are going to create a cardiovascular program for you on the app as well, along with step goals. And fourth, you're going to go see your doctor, you're going to get your labs done, and we're going to walk you through the proper preventative health based on your family history. This is my coaching program that's helped thousands of people get in the best shape of their life.
Speaking of omega-3s, Option number 2, it's going to be a play on lox on a bagel. We've got smoked salmon, which is rich in EPA and DHA, 2 other forms of omega-3s. And we're going to do that with a high fiber bagel and some fruit and some vegetables. So in front of me, I have Sola. This is 140 calories, 15 grams of protein, passes our protein test, and it has 30 grams of fiber. You want to reduce processed food in your diet. But when you think of things like whey protein, that's a supplement that's going to allow you to hit your protein goal. Something like Sola, these high fiber bread products, I think about this as a supplement to hit my fiber goal. For my coaching clients, I have them eat 10 grams of fiber per 500 calories. So remember, I eat 2,500 calories a day on my diet. Therefore, I'm trying to hit 50 grams of fiber a day. That's very difficult to do just eating things like raspberries, blackberries, and other fruit and vegetables. So incorporating something like Sola, this high fiber bread, is going to make it easier to hit my fiber goal, which is going to help not only me feel satiated, but also reduce diseases of aging such as cancer, diabetes, heart disease. In fact, a recent study looked at both soluble and insoluble fiber and found that they both have dramatic impacts on those diseases we just talked about. So I'm going to do my bagel, 140 calories, and then I'm going to add to that 8 ounces of smoked salmon, all in again, or around 350 calories. And for me, I'm going to need more calories than that. But depending on your calorie needs, that might be an awesome standalone meal. For me, to that, I'm going to put a little side salad. I'm going to use some spinach. I'm going to cut up some tomatoes. And then I'm going to add olive oil to my side salad, which is rich in monounsaturated fats. And for me, I'm going to try again to get around 600 calories, but it depends on your caloric and nutritional needs. If you really want to have some cream cheese on it, there's options like Philadelphia, 1/3 less cream cheese. Again, just be mindful, cream cheese is rich in saturated fat, and we do want to reduce the total amount of saturated fat we have in our diet, especially if you're eating a lot of animal protein, because it absolutely does contribute to heart disease. And speaking of animal protein, our final meal of the day involves eggs. It's going to be my rendition of a high protein omelet. Eggs are absolutely healthy for you, but again, they are an animal protein. So to our eggs, we're going to add low fat or non-fat cottage cheese. The base of it will be 3 eggs, 240 calories, 21 grams of protein. We add the 1 cup of non-fat or low fat cottage cheese, 12 grams of protein, and then half a cup of fat-free feta cheese. 40 grams of protein, around that 350 calorie mark. Now again, depending on your caloric needs, that may be a great breakfast for you, but we want to incorporate some fiber. So if you steam down some spinach, which is extremely low in calorie while being very high in fiber, you can easily add fiber without significantly increasing the calories. But if you're someone like me who's on the larger side and we need more calories for breakfast, what I'm going to do is I'm going to steam down spinach. I'm also going to add some artichokes. Again, very, very rich in fiber. And then top it with some avocado. And avocado, like the almond butter, like the olive oil, is rich in monounsaturated fats. And that's going to get me a 600 calorie breakfast that is rich in protein, rich in fiber. Those are 3 incredible options that you can start your day with, and you can customize each of these around to your caloric need. I think it's really, really important if you're going to be successful on a diet to make sure that you hit your fiber goal and to also come out the gate strong when it comes to protein. My name is Jacob Ziemer. I've helped thousands of people get in the best shape of their life. If you want to learn more about my coaching services, you can go to jacobziemer.com. I put out long format content each and every single week here on YouTube. Things like going to the grocery store, cooking at home, going to see your doctor, weight training, stuff that is actually going to move the needle when it comes to your health and fitness. I also put short format content out here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Thanks for joining today. I hope this is going to make an impact on your fitness journey.